Hey everyone, it's Joey Edwards, the Blabby Daddy, to talk to you today about American Sniper. I saw that this weekend finally. It's been out for a month. It's gotten great reviews. It's #1 at the box office every week. And I did not want to see it. I've been known for that throughout my life. If a movie has been hyped up too much, I'm like, well, screw that. I don't want to go see it. I'm not going to go see it just because you tell me to. That kind of attitude. It started out with Titanic. When Titanic was released years and years and years ago, everyone was like, oh, it's the best movie ever, you've got to go see it. And I'm like, nope. So I guess a little bit of that was going through my mind with American Sniper. And I also was not in the mood for a rah-rah war movie and, you know, the propaganda that it was probably laced with. I went and saw it anyway. But it's because my dad went and saw it, and he's in his 60s, almost, he's late 60s, and he doesn't go to the movies very often, so when he does, it must be, you know, something worth checking out. I thought, you know, I was like, all right, I'll go. If my dad, who never goes to the movies, went to see it, I'll go check it out. And I'm glad that I did. I do know that there is a lot of haters out there that don't like Chris Kyle or his story, and they want to debunk the movie for its historical inaccuracies. But it's not a documentary, okay? There is a little bit of creative license taken here to keep the viewers interested. That's what movies are for, entertainment. I have to say I loved it. I was just riveted, glued to my seat, butt puckered. I was like clenched up a lot of the time. And I smiled and laughed a little bit too. I mean, the movie drew me in, and I was going on the roller coaster. I was going on the cinematic ride, so to speak. I was fully engaged. And Bradley Cooper did a great job. I truly believed that I was watching Chris Kyle on screen. Bradley Cooper was very believable, and he transformed himself into the character. And not one time was I sitting there thinking, oh, God, I'm watching the moron from The Hangover. No, it was a great movie, and Eastwood did a great job directing this film. The only thing that everyone's brought up is the fake baby. And yes, we did see the fake baby, but you know, unfortunately, they probably needed that scene, and there was no way around it. The fake baby, you probably saw it about 7 times, like real quick. But the only one time of those 7 times that it was obvious it was fake was when he like handled it like it was a prop, and that was his fault. So okay, so that maybe was a performance error / editing error, but I don't know if it really took away from the movie. I mean, a lot of people who are nitpickers want to say it did. Also, this Mustafa character from the insurgents, the Iraqi side, he was a Syrian and apparently was an Olympic shooter. He won Olympic gold as a marksman. And he was the opposing sniper. And he was, you know, Bradley Cooper playing Chris Kyle. Bradley Cooper's character was so into saving his guys and protecting, because early in the movie, his dad told him there was 3 types of people: sheep, wolves, and sheepdogs. And sheep were innocent and defenseless, wolves were evil, and sheepdogs defended the sheep, obviously. So that's what Chris Kyle was throughout his whole life. He was a sheepdog, and he wanted to protect his boys and keep as many people alive as possible. So it was in the movie, it was his goal to protect his men and to eventually hunt down and find Mustafa. And you know, there was some terrible, tense, gore, you know, violent scenes in the movie, but nothing extremely disturbing. Just things where you're like, oh man, I don't know if okay, and it's over. You know, it was like that quick, but it was tense. The best thing for me about this movie is that it did not take you on a bunch of bullcrap backstory about, you know, relationships and love and you know, matters of the heart. And I thought about equating it to Top Gun. I was thinking of doing American Sniper versus Top Gun, war movie, you know, heroes. In Top Gun, it was a great movie, right? We loved all the action scenes. And then we had to sit through the whole deal with Kelly McGillis, that whole relationship deal. And then, you know, spoiler alert, the loss of Goose and the stupid volleyball scene. American Sniper didn't have any of that fluffy, distracting crap. It just went straight forward from point A to point B, and it had a wonderful ending. Although we know the ending, if you know about Chris Kyle, I'm not going to spoil anything here, but you know that Chris Kyle was killed in Texas at a gun range But the ending to this film was surprising, pleasantly surprising. I don't know. It was very emotional, but it was worth the wait to go through the whole movie and see this beautiful ending. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to say 8.5. You know, it's not a perfect movie. I did knock it for the baby, and everyone else will too. And then some people I heard knocked it for the Mustafa character, which wasn't accurately portrayed, because it wasn't like Chris Kyle and Mustafa were, you know, chasing each other around Iraq. It was just sort of exaggerated or hyped up for this film to keep our attention, because we had to have something to keep us coming back, because Chris Kyle went on 4 tours, and by the time he's on 3rd tour, you're like, what the heck, man? And then his 4th tour is like, geez, I can't believe this. So if there was not the Mustafa character to keep the tension of, you know, gotta save my guys. Anyway, the Mustafa thing was overplayed. It wasn't 100% accurate, but it kept us, you know, engaged in the film, and that's all that was important for the filmmaking process. You could actually see Chris Kyle change as the movie progressed. He started, you know, developing. He was a little stressed out. He was high stress. There was a blood pressure scene. There was a couple of scenes with power tools, dogs barking, and things where you could tell that when he was stateside that he was stressed out, and he was wound pretty tight. And so the pressure of war did get to him. You know, that's why I've heard people say, you know, you hate the sin but not the sinner. So if you're anti-war and you hate soldiers, well, let's just start here. If you're anti-war, I'm with you. I'm from the aspect of I empathize. But don't hate the soldiers, because they're doing what they think is best, and they are brave enough to do it. And they're the only ones brave enough to do it. And in any society, throughout the chain of command, there is a strong military. In any successful empire, there is a strong military. And only certain individuals are brave enough to do that. And so it's really easy to sit on the sidelines and criticize and say, oh, I hate you, you stupid jarhead, meathead, whatever. But let's face it, folks, it's kind of a necessary evil. And we should thank these people, regardless of what you think about war. You should hate the war but love the warrior, so to speak. And so I do. And, you know, I don't agree with everything they do, but they have to do it. I don't, and I'm thankful for that they are there to protect my interests, or my country. They're not necessarily protecting my interests. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go in a long political argument, but I'm thankful for soldiers. The other day I wanted to wear red for this, red, R-E-D, remember everyone deployed. I guess you do that every Friday, wear red to remember those who are deployed. I learned that just this week also, because I wore red to work for Women's Heart Health, and a buddy of mine pointed out that, hey, every Friday is red day for remember everyone deployed. So I wanted to wear red for this video. And again, 8.5 out of 10 stars, or 8.5 out of 10. I guess it'd be 4 out of 5 stars. I should have done the stars. What do you think? Because I don't want this movie to be 85%. 4 stars is only 80%, so okay, I'll give it 8.5 or 4.5 stars. Anyway, thanks for watching. Leave your comments below and subscribe, like the video, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And until next time, Blabby Daddy out.